Hey guys, welcome back to the best podcast in the world.
That was really sexy. You're trying to turn the people on, babe?
They know it's the best podcast in the world.
Obviously,
But
obviously.
welcome back to Movie Buffs, guys.
That was like some Barry White, like, hey, girl, like in the middle of the song, like silky
Right.
smooth. Silky smooth. Yeah, what's up, guys? How you doing? We're back, obviously, for another episode. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know who we are, what we do. You guys know at this point, right? We're friends now. You know what? We got something going on. Y'all know we go together. You know what I mean? You guys know what's up.
Yeah,
Today's a really cute episode, I think.
Right.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about our favorite Disney movies, ranking our top 5. So cute.
animated movies.
Yeah, animated
Yeah.
movies, because my God, I mean, Disney
There's
has like all of
too
the
many
movies. All of the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were thinking about, thinking about Disney movies. It makes us nostalgic, thinking about our childhoods. So, Will, I want to ask you, what is like your favorite childhood memory? Like, or what are some, if you had to like think about your childhood, like what moments pop into your head?
Okay, the first one, just in general, I just like my favorite memory is just like not having like social media and all that. Yeah, just being a kid and all that.
Interesting.
And yeah, it being in the like, I also just like miss the vibes of the '90s, like late '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but something that I really remember from my childhood is I had a rotary phone in my house, and I remember I would always just play with it. Just dial the numbers and watch the thing spin.
Cute.
And then it'd be funny because I would play with it, but I also be scared of it sometimes because like I don't know, you know how when they used to ring and they're so loud.
Yeah.
Like the real ring.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Some of these kids never heard that before. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, I just remember that, like playing with that thing.
That's
I
sweet.
feel like that was outdated even then, but it is what it is.
That's sweet. You said a phone. That's so adorable. Like
That's a
your
memory I have. Yeah, it's a memory
That's
I have.
so sweet.
I don't know any other like awesome memories like that. I don't know.
That's so
I was just
sweet.
a kid, so
Isn't it funny the things that we retain and hold on to as we get older? Like you think it's the birthday parties and the this and the that, but
I
sometimes
went
something
back-
as small as a rotary phone.
I went back really far. I went back far.
Yeah, you did
to
go
when I
back
was
far.
like 4. But
Yeah. I think for me, so we talked about this in previous episodes, but I grew up moving around a lot. I was born in New York, lived in the UK for a while. When we were living in the UK, and also important context, I'm an only child, so really all of my childhood memories are with my parents. I very much, they followed that sort of only child trope of like I only really hung out with adults. I didn't really hang out with kids. It was very, very much me. I was very socially awkward, only up until the other day recently. I only really blossomed in high school, but I was such an awkward
that's
kid.
not the other day, but okay.
Shut the fuck up. So all of my memories are really with my parents and spending time with adults. And so when we were living in the UK in particular, my dad would travel a lot for work, and we would often go with him. I think mostly because my school was a little bit confused as to where to put me. I came from the American system. That's obviously the British system. So they're kind of like, it was insane. Like I literally would spend like 1 week in first grade, 1 week in kindergarten. So school was precarious. My dad was traveling. My parents were like, fuck it. Like, let's just all go. Like, whatever. Who cares if you're only in school like 3 days a year? Who cares?
Right.
Sometimes you need to learn the life. You know what I mean? Like the knowledge is out there, outside of your window. So I have these really beautiful, really small memories from our travels, like going to Madeira, and it was like 45. It was so fucking hot, and we did this thing where we like go down these we got into like this like sleigh type slide things, and we would like slide down because Madeira is very hilly, so we would slide down them. And I remember like it being so hot that like the iron would make the sparks fly and the cobblestone streets. I remember going to Dublin and trying Guinness. I was like a tight 6 years old, and I was like, ugh, what the hell is this? Why this daddy juice disgusting? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Daddy juice, that's how I thought of beer. Like you think like, oh, like wine is like mommy juice. Dad, like don't make it weird, weirdo. So yeah, so those are like mostly like my memories. But yeah, I think for me mostly it was just like spending way too much time with adults. I love my parents, but they should have put me in like a club or something. You know what I mean? I did that stuff like later in life, but my gosh, like it was still very like parent dominated. So, but I'm really thankful for that. I have really like special memories with like just the three of us like trekking along, and it was a really it was beautiful. It was a joy to my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. So That's really nice.
Yeah, it's so sweet. I love thinking about
yeah.
my childhood. I'm such a, I'm a Cancer, Will's a Pisces, and so really anything to do with nostalgia, we're like, oh, like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's not why we're here. Like we said earlier, we're going to be ranking our top 5 Disney movies. So now, before you ask your questions, we're not going to be talking about every single Disney movie. We're not going to be taking them into account because Disney has pretty much put out like a million things. We're going to be focusing on theatrically released animated Disney films specifically. So things like Princess Diaries don't count. High School Musical doesn't count. Those will be other lists. If you want them, let us know. But for the purpose of today, animated, theatrically released, like the Disney movies. Y'all know what we're talking about. The Lion Kings, the Tarzans, the Moanas.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about today.
Right. And
Yes.
what are our criterias?
Yes.
Right.
So Will and I take our rankings very seriously. So as we were making up our list, here's the following criteria that we kept in mind while picking our top 5s, right? So the first being magic. Did this movie entice my eyes? Did it make me wonder? Did it make me imagine? Did it make me want to reach for the stars and fly through the skies? Magic, wonder. How much magic is in there and how did it speak to me? That's number 1. Number 2 is humor. Did this make me laugh? Is it funny?
Yeah.
Did the jokes give?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then we have the acting performances, which is kind of connected to humor, I would say, right? But like, do the performances really give? That kind of is like the same package. We can call that performance. Did it give? Was it funny? Is it personable? Do I feel really like, connected to this performance?
Right.
And then of course we have like the plot, the characters itself. Like, did the plot move me? Did I feel really connected to the narrative story? And then finally, just one last one, the music. How was the music? Did it speak to me? Did I cry singing that song? That is what we're going to be focusing on. Those are the criteria that we're working with. So that was rambling. I'm still yapping here, but just to make it clear, we're going to be working with music, performance, humor, which kind of goes with performance, and then magic. Yes, that's the criteria.
All right, let's do
All
it.
right, let's get into it. Number 5.
All right, I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
My number 5 pick was Tarzan.
Yes.
Yeah. So, across the criteria, it hits a lot of the things for me.
Yes.
It's a magical world. I guess we all do. We really like these Disney movies where it's like animals and they're just talking and just being people. Like, I guess Disney like started that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just a classic one like that. It's an interesting story. I feel like it's an interesting story. Even when I was young, I felt like, oh, this shit's so cool. Like, you know what I mean? And funnily enough, aside from the Tarzan movie itself, in college I took a U.S. history class and we had to read the actual book, and it couldn't be more different. You know what I mean? So it's just a thing. I like how, I don't know if it's wrong or not, but I like how Disney can take something like that and then repackage it and make it for kids, and like it's not really that same vibe around it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Tarzan is a great movie. It has great visuals.
Yes.
Like, when he's like in the trees and then there's all the baboons and it's like dark. Like, I remember just being like, oh, like this is, and it's they really brought that world to life with these animals in the jungle and all that. And like, aside from all the racial undertones, I think it's a good movie, man.
Right.
Like, yeah, so that's why I chose Tarzan.
Okay, very cool, very cool. And tell me more about the performances, the music. Like, tell me more. Why number 5?
The performances are good. I like the characters and just their relations to each other. I like all the gorillas, the apes, like all the characters, like his like little siblings and stuff. Aside from that,
The music?
The music is good. I don't really remember a whole lot of it, to be honest, but I remember it just being a compliment to the movie itself.
Yeah, so the music was done by Phil Collins, and Phil Collins is such a talented musician, and the music is really fantastic.
I'm gonna go straight ahead and say, like, I don't really, as a kid watching these, I was not paying attention to the music at all, so I don't really know too much. I don't know the names of the songs. I don't.
You didn't look it up.
Nah, absolutely
It's
not.
okay. We're off the cuff here. We're off
Absolutely
the cuff.
not. But Tarzan is a beef movie, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. Okay, great. So my number 5 is actually The Emperor's New Groove. I love this movie. I am such a stan for this movie. So I'm going to go based on. I'm going to go every criteria and break it down why this is my number 5 choice. So music. I love there's a really jazzy, fun feel to the music in The Emperor's New Groove, and I think it's just it complements the narrative really well. I think it's fun. It's exciting. To me, I remember watching as a kid, kind of really being like, oh, I've never really seen this type of genre in kids television, right? The la, 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 you know what I mean? Like zabba dabba doo doo doo, you know what I mean? I'm trying to sing the music without the copyright. I'm not trying to actually sing the song, but which is so
I
hard
don't
to
think you
do.
get copyrighted for just singing it.
Really?
I don't
I've seen
think
other
so.
shows not do
Oh,
that.
for real?
Yeah. And it's I always do that in the show too. Like, we wasn't always singing songs from movies, but apparently we cannot. We want to make money, so. But yeah, I loved the jazzy vibe. I thought, what a cool choice for a kids movie. Really interesting. The performances. David Spade is perfect as Emperor Cusco. He's so funny, and he's just it really.
Cusco is hilarious.
It's hilarious.
And you
they
watched the
completely-
spin-off TV series?
Of course.
Yeah, me too.
Emperor's New School.
Yeah,
of course.
me too.
But yeah, I just thought if you guys didn't know, they actually tailored the role and revamped the role when David Spade signed on to play Cusco. So you can just feel his influence. He even has kind of the look and kind of feel as David Spade. It just worked. And so for me, he stole the show. He was perfect. I miss the days when A-list comedians would do Disney films. It's no longer really the case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little bit. You have the Dwayne The Rock Johnsons and those guys and Kristen Bells for Frozen and all those people. But I don't know. I mean, comedians. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The Dave Chappelles. I mean, comedians. Because I feel they brought such a elevated energy to the movies. And that's why these movies, got, the Oscar noms and all this stuff. Because I feel the performers brought that kind of, elevated energy towards it.
Yeah.
So in regards to the magic, oh my gosh, so fun. I like it because the magic is unique. I think the idea of having ancient Peru and using that as a vehicle for magical realism was really, really cool and interesting. And so to me, this film is magical in a way that is unique to other Disney films, which really sets it apart to me as well. What category am I missing, babes? I said
Characters?
Yes, characters. Oh, I guess I kind of said.
Yeah, you talked about
I kinda
David
said,
Spade.
right?
Yeah.
No, but yeah. So I loved everything about this movie. I thought
I love the the characters that aren't Cusco.
Yes.
They're the best. Like Kronk and Yzma.
Yes.
Yzma? Yzma is the best. Man.
Yzma by Eartha Kitt. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Amazing. That was what a first of all, wild that they got her for this. Eartha Kitt is an incredible before, you know what I mean? She was so incredible. So that the fact that they got her was so crazy. So I just really wonderful performances. I think it's such a charming film and definitely unique within the Disney zeitgeist.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Numero cuatro.
Okay, my number 4, I don't know if it belongs here, but my number 4 is Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Toy Story 3 is a good movie. A great movie, I feel like. So as a kid, I watched the first one. I watched the second one. I feel like I still have the VCR for Toy Story 2. Yeah, man. So I used to watch Toy Story 2 a lot. And I watched Toy Story 3 as an adult. Because it came out way later. Yeah, so I remember the story in Toy Story 3. I really like how they brought us back to that world of these toys, but then they changed it up. And I love when they bring back something from back in the day, and then they evolve it to match the people who were watching it at the time.
Right.
I think a lot of the times that's the better approach.
Grow with your fans.
Yeah, grow with your fans. You know what I mean? Grow with the audience, because you can try to just remake it and just make it a completely new thing where it's just for kids again, you know what I mean? And try to market it to the newer, younger kids. Or you can be like, hey, these adults, they probably might want to actually go watch this because it's you know what I mean? So I love when they do that. And Toy Story 3 is a really good example. So Andy he goes to college. So Andy leaves and now he's giving his toys away. So I just like how first of all, Andy's grown up.
Emotional.
Yeah, Andy's grown up and all that. And it's more adults. The whole movie is more adults, you know what I mean? There's some crazy ass characters, the villains are crazy. It's really emotional. And I will say that I don't know too much about the music, and I don't know that it has music that like helps move the plot
Okay.
in that way.
That's okay.
Yeah, but everything else about the production is on point, and it's a really, really interesting movie. It's scary, it's emotional, and it's quite an emotional ride, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I remember a lot of people saying that at the time when it first came out. It's like
Yeah.
people weren't ready for that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Had so much.
Yeah,
love.
like I remember being like, "Yo, is this for kids for real?" Like, but yeah, Toy Story 3. That's my number 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So my number 4 is Moana. I think that this is one of the strongest, like more modern Disney movies to come out in the animated theatrical space.
Never actually seen it, man.
It's, to me, it feels like an elevated Lilo and Stitch.
Ah. Yeah.
Which I think it's a gorgeous film for so many reasons. Extremely poignant, extremely powerful. I love that it's also like, you know, the female character is the protagonist and the name is named after her, and it's about her story and her journey independent of finding love. I think that was really fresh for Disney at the time, and it was really bold to do that, like through this story about this incredible woman in Hawaii, you know what I mean, who wants to save her culture and save the ocean, and the ocean is her best friend. Like, that's so sweet. Like, I love it. I thought that the music is stunning in this movie. Like this, I remember watching this while I was babysitting some kids. I was in college at the time, and I was like, damn, like this actually, like the scoring of this sounds like how Disney movies used to, like in the 90s, like that 90s renaissance of Disney. Like it has that level of theatricality and intention, and it's orchestral and it's beautiful, and it's they honor local culture. So they have, like, you know, the woman who plays the titular character, Moana, is of Hawaiian descent, and they sing in the native language. It's beautifully done. To me, I think the story is super strong. Again, I think, you know, it being about empowerment, about a woman saving her culture, saving her family. I think it's really great. I think, you know, the movie is so good, it even makes it seem like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can sing. He plays a character in it, and I'm like, damn, it's so good. They even got him sounding good, and I know that nigga can't sing. I know he cannot. But no, yeah, they're making a live action movie of Moana. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like it's unnecessary.
They need to not do that.
I probably won't watch it unless y'all tell me to. But yeah, I wish, because there's such a magic to this film, and that's why to me it made it at number 4, because it's just the ocean, the songs, the story, the empowerment, it really, really worked. And that to me is a great example of like what I think Disney is trying to do in general, of like, you know, like bringing these stories to a younger audience and educating and showing different cultures and different lives and normalizing that within kids all over the world. And Moana does that better than most.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Moana.
Yeah. And yeah, like we were talking about last time, I don't think they should do a live action.
Don't do it.
Just do another animation, please. Like,
come up with new stories.
Animations are good, man. Like,
yes, they
even
are.
if it's a new Moana movie, like, don't make it live action.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We hate live action.
Yeah.
Hate it. Yeah.
Yeah, live action, it works sometimes. I feel like it's really particular. But
Yes.
anyways, that's awesome. I should watch that. I've never watched it.
It's so great.
Yeah.
It's so great. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. What's your number, Trace?
Okay. I'm realizing that some of these didn't follow the criteria, but it's okay.
That's okay. You know what? As I think about it now, let's like forget about the criteria. Whatever.
Right. Okay. But this next one absolutely fits it. Some of you might be like, why is it so low on the list? But I have my reasons. Lion King is my number 3. Mm-hmm. Right. Lion King, I personally consider it probably the best Disney project that's ever happened. The original Lion King. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, that's one of the best things Disney has ever produced and will ever produce. Mm-hmm. But it's still number 3 in my list. Lion King, guys, we all know about Lion King. Like, it hits all the marks for a brilliant Disney animated movie, and I feel like it also set the standard for how Disney animated movies would be in that era.
Yes.
Also, the music is amazing. It's amazing. I actually saw a really interesting TikTok the other day talking about the language used in the main song. I don't know. Is it The Circle of Life? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, okay, no, not The Circle of Life. The song that's like, I don't want to sing it, but you know when the movie starts, that song, the South African song. You know that movie?
Circle of Life.
That's what it's called?
Nigga, are you serious?
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Nigga.
I didn't know that.
Circle of Life.
I didn't know that. I'm
That's
100%
crazy.
serious. I told
Flame
you.
him. Get him. Get him.
No, don't flame me. Like,
Flame him.
yeah. So that song, yeah. The lyrics in the beginning, in the part it's in Zulu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the TikTok I saw was saying when you watch the Lion King production, the play, the lyrics in that first part of the song are slightly different because in the original movie, when they were producing that song, they used Zulu and Tswana, and it's kind of like mixed matched. So in the actual production with actual South Africans like playing the part and singing, they changed it to the whole thing just reads in Zulu, so the words are a bit different. But I really like how they incorporated the African culture into the music a little bit. The music is so special because
Yeah.
first of all, I feel like they those days, man, they used to go hard on just all movies in general, right? Not just
Yeah.
not just Disney movies.
Yeah.
But they used to really be like an orchestral experience. And
Yes.
Lion King, the music it's so good, man. It's
Yeah.
so good. It's
It's
a huge
amazing.
part of the actual story. It drives the plot forward. Like I love how the music tells us. Disney, they're really good at making the music tell us how a character is feeling, and in this movie it's
Yes.
really strong there. Like,
What's your favorite Lion King song?
oh man, it might be Hakuna Matata, just for the vibes, you know.
Yeah.
Just for the vibes. I also, my favorite Lion King movie actually isn't the first one.
Oh.
Although it's the one that I've chosen for this list, but because it wasn't a theatrical release, it was. Have you seen the third one?
Yes.
Yeah, in some places it's called Lion King 1.5 because
Yes.
it's the prelude.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a prequel.
Prequel, that's the word for it. Yeah, it's the prequel. Yeah, so
Great film.
I like how it just explains the story of what was actually happening with Timon and Pumbaa the whole time. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, the music really drives the plot forward. Like I love how, the scene where it transitions from Simba being young to being older. Like
Yeah.
that whole sequence, the music. I don't know the song names. You can sue me if you want. I don't
Get
know.
him.
I don't know the fucking song names, bro. They're not on my Spotify. Like,
We never said we were film experts. We never said that we were film experts, okay?
Right.
Okay.
but the music is great. The characters are great. I love how Swahili was used in some of the character names, and yeah, like what else do I really like about The Lion King? The visuals, man. The magic, as you were saying, like bringing this
Yes.
world of animals to life, just
Yes.
being people. Like
Yes.
I love it. I love the personalities. Like I love the bird. He's called Zazu.
Yeah.
I love Zazu's personality.
Yes.
I love Scar's personality. Scar
Yes.
is like my favorite character. I just love his monologues.
John Oliver as Zazu is so fun.
Oh, it's John Oliver.
Yes, baby.
Even from the OG.
Yeah, nigga.
I didn't know that, man. I mean, I thought he just has a talk show, man. Like, I didn't know he's an actor.
That's so funny.
I had no idea he's an actor. But yeah, like Scar, man. Scar is my favorite character. I love his personality,
Yes.
his monologues. Like,
Yes.
yeah, man.
Sinister.
Yeah, Sinister. The hyenas. Isn't one of them Whoopi?
Yes.
Yeah.
The two other ones are also comedians, so I don't remember who they are.
Yeah. But yeah, crazy cast. You know what I mean? Just I think the most iconic Disney movie
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Period.
Yeah.
Love. Yes. We were teasing you a little bit. Sorry. No, I don't like teasing you. Okay. Number 3. My number 3 is The Princess and the Frog. I love The Princess and the Frog. I love it. First of all, 1920s New Orleans, fabulous. Outfits fabulous. I love the way this looks. It looks antiquated. It looks like, down by the bayou. You know what I mean? I'm almost there.
I've never actually seen it.
Almost there. I love that. I sounded so good there just now.
I thought you were not supposed to sing.
I couldn't help myself. You know what I mean? Actually, Disney is trying to make a remake of this movie, a live action remake, and I think that they're still casting for Tiana. This is my official audition. Hi, everybody. My name is Cody Mine. I'll be auditioning for the role of Tiana. I'm almost there.
This live action.
You know what I mean? Annoying. But that one, I think that actually might be one where I'm like, oh, like I'm intrigued. Say more. Say more.
I just hope it doesn't ruin the magic of it.
Yes.
Which often happens.
Speaking of magic, I absolutely loved the magic in this movie. I think kind of similarly to my Emperor's New Groove pick. I picked it because the magic in this movie is unique, right? Because you kind of have like this black magic voodoo. Like that's the magic that's in this particular movie, right? Like, you know, like those spirits, those like that kind of stuff. Like, and I think it's so fun. It's so spooky. This film to me oozes charm. Such a lovely, wonderful hero in Princess Tiana. I love that she has a hobby and a passion outside of her man. Very few Disney princesses have things going on. It's either that they have no love interest and they only have like whatever their goal is, saving the country, saving the world, whatever it might be, or they're all about their nigga. You know what I mean? Tiana is dope because Tiana be in the middle. You guys feel me? Like she has her man, Naveen, who's fine as hell and very racially ambiguous. And then she also has, you know what I mean? She was trying to be a cook. She's trying to be a chef. So she out here cooking the beignets. Oh my God, the beignets look so good in animation. They're just like, rah, rah. Like so guys want to eat all the beignets. I love this. I think the performances are so charming. I think, my gosh, her name is Elvis. Look this up real quick for me. Her name is Anika Anika. She has 3 names. I am so sorry to this woman, this spectacular black actress and singer. What is her name? Stand by for Elvis to tell us. Not yet. Okay, well, can you look it up for me what her name is? Okay, stand by. Anyways, we're getting her name just now. But first of all, my God, she got the pipes. She is singing. That's why Disney has their work cut out for them to cast her role, because she brought, again, like that effortless charm. It's so great. She's so funny. She's so good. I love this film. All the performances are really wonderful. Again, that unique magic. I think it's
Anika Noni Rose.
Anika Noni Rose. So sorry to that woman.
Oh, Oprah's in this. Cool.
Yeah. It's
my boy Keith David, man.
Yeah. It's a very like. Yes, of course. He's playing the Voodoo King guy.
Oh, of
course. Yes.
Keith David, that's my guy.
He can only be a villain. It's so good. It's a very black movie, and I love when Disney is like, no, like we for the blacks too. We see you blacks. We see you blacks.
That was the time when they had really started being on that.
No, this was not that long ago. I think it was like 2009, 10.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But they have like, I think in the 90s they had like, you know, because they had like the Goofy movie, which is a nigga movie we all know.
Oh yeah.
But to your point, they do be like, they'll go away for some years, then they'll be like, oh hey blacks. They'll go away for some years.
They do that.
Hey blacks.
They jump from culture to culture.
They sure do. Everyone gets their moment. Hey Asians. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hey Latinos. Hey blacks. They go in a circle. Hey whites.
Did we really have a real one? Africans? Did we have a real one though?
People say it's Lion King, which is racist.
No, that's racist.
Racism.
There's no people in Lion King, so you can't say Lion King.
Racism.
You can't say Lion King.
Just because Mount Kilimanjaro is in the background does not mean it's an African story.
Elvis, do you think that's racist to say Lion King?
I don't feel like it because we identify with the language.
Which language now?
Okay, I mean.
Oh, because like, there's a character called Rafiki Elvis. Because there's a character called Rafiki Elvis.
I feel the inclusion.
Okay, I feel the inclusion.
But then, nah, it's about animals, bro.
Yeah. That being said, though, Simba fine as hell, but we'll get back to that later. That was my sexual awakening as a youth.
She's a criminal for this, by the way.
Don't let me see Simba on the screen, baby. Woo, 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 woo. Anyways, we're on my number 3. The Princess and the Frog. I love this movie. It's so comforting to me. I also think that it really like reimagines New Orleans culture, particularly in that era, really wonderfully. The gowns are gorgeous. The magic is gorgeous. And Tiana is somebody worth rooting for. The Princess and the Frog.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Down. 8.
I've never seen it.
It's great. We should watch it on some like random shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never checked it out.
Okay, we're at top 2. What's your number 2, my love?
Top 2, guys. Get serious here.
It's time to get serious. Serious.
So top 2. So this was hard. My number 1 wasn't hard, but my 2, 3, 4 were hard. 2, 3, 4, 5 were kind of hard. I chose The Incredibles.
Okay.
Yeah. I chose The Incredibles, and I almost forgot about it.
Yes.
Because real quick, did you watch the second one?
I think so. I think so.
What did you think?
I'm gonna be honest. I like The Incredibles, but I feel like The Incredibles has a hive that is as strong as the Beehive, like for Beyonce, Beehive. I feel like people really ride for this movie, and there are some diehard fans. I am not the diehard, but I do love The Incredibles.
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel you.
So I
Well,
don't really remember. Maybe I have. I don't have strong thoughts.
Right.
Yeah.
I like the second one. It was very nice to watch. Just slightly underwhelming.
Yeah.
Came a bit late, but
Yeah.
and the story it didn't take it to anywhere like
Got it.
super crazy or
Yeah.
anything.
But
yeah,
you
it
picked
was-
the first one,
it was
right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, tell us more.
Definitely. The first one, man. I just really remember the time when it came out and just really being excited to watch it. I remember it had really good promo. It was hyped up, and it was just. I feel like at the time it was a bit of a different type of superhero movie, which was really interesting because it was like. I don't know if there are other examples of something like that. I'm sure there are, but like it was, huh?
Kim and Kanye.
What?
Kim and Kanye. Y'all agree? Tell us in the comments below.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it was like a superhero movie that was kind of different from the other ones at the time, right? So like,
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact year it came out, but at the time we were still in the Spider-Man era. We were still in the era for those forms of like Marvel movies and DC movies. And Incredibles just came kind of on its own vibe. It's made specifically for kids. Not that the other ones weren't, but like it was just it had a level of like the magic was really strong and really defined, and they could just take it to anywhere that they wanted because it was an animation. And I think that really helped it be really more of a captivating movie and just kind of have like a really familiar feeling when you're watching it. You know what I mean? And like
Very familiar.
yeah.
Yes.
Just a really familiar, because like just even the dialogue and the humor in it, it was very like of the time.
I love Edna.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
Y'all seen that nigga on TikTok who walks like her and dresses like her? And he keeps screwing around like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Edna
I
Mode.
love that nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, in my opinion, I just found it really refreshing from like,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, let me go watch Spider-Man 3 again. And you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it was
Right.
like its own thing. And it was a Disney movie that, it didn't have the same magic and grandiose feeling as a movie like Lion King or like
Right.
Pocahontas, but like it was kind of a different lane of a Disney movie. Yeah.
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 Nice. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that when I first watched The Incredibles, I think there's this instant feeling of like this is already a classic,
Yeah,
right? Like
it's a
this is already a familiar classic, right?
Yeah.
Like it's funny,
Yeah.
it's cool, they're a family. I will say Elastigirl has no business being that thick. And it's a kids movie. She coming in with all that ass, and it's a PG ass rated movie. And she got that thong with the. I was like, girl, I had a BBL before it was even popular. I'm like, my God, a pioneer. But I was like,
She
girl,
had
you
a
ain't cheeked up
nat-
like that.
the-
And you're a mama 3 or 2.
The only natural BBL, man.
Natural though, but you saw her waist was real small. She got like a 2-inch waist and a 45-inch ass, and I'm like, girl, like that math ain't mathing. Yeah, love
That's
it.
so funny, man. Like it's her and then the nigga from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and Frozone.
No.
Wait,
Fantastic Four. It's
Oh.
What's his name, man?
What's his name?
Okay, yeah, but the character, he's like Professor something. I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah, like I said, I'm not a fan like that, but I think it's
no,
such a great pick.
Incredibles was
So good.
it was a classic, man.
It's a classic.
Yeah,
period.
that's why I put it up there because it's
Yeah.
also just enjoyable to
Yeah.
watch. The humor was good. I liked the end of the story. I liked the animation was really really good. I could be wrong, but I feel like it was groundbreaking at the time.
Yeah,
Just in terms of like just how complex it was.
it was like cool. I feel like
It was cool, and it was
was
like
cool.
more complex. Like, you know, when you like if you go and watch it now, it's like, okay, this is like basic. Like,
yes,
it's
it seems rudimentary.
old
now,
ass. Yeah, but then it
a
was like,
moment.
yeah.
Certainly a
Yeah,
moment.
I remember it looking really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Good pick, babe. I didn't remember that one either.
Right,
good
right.
Pick, good pick,
So
good pick.
what's your number 2?
My number 2 is The Lion King, which I also find criminally low on your list.
Right.
He lives in you, and
You can't sing.
he lives in me, and he watches over. I'm breaking the rules, my own rules.
But like, why?
I think it's fine, right?
'Cause-
I feel like should we just put it out and see?
Yeah, I don't think it's a because it's like
It's fine, right?
you didn't sing the whole song, like,
No.
and you're not like this is now a performance of, Nah.
Do we need a lawyer? Like, what do we do? A Google? Anyways, we're gonna put it out and see.
Because
If we-
we're
if we
saying
get flagged, we get flagged.
it's the Lion King song. We're not trying to profit off Lion King. I don't
You know
think
what I
we
mean?
can, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't know the legalities, but we out here. So my second pick is Lion King for several reasons, many of which that you already said. I think, in cinema, even outside of the kids genre, outside of the Disney space, we've seen a lot of like Shakespeare stories be adapted for movies, right? Like Much Ado About Nothing, like, you know what I mean?
I've seen that.
like so many things, right? Like we've seen so many versions where like they take, Romeo and Juliet's been done so many times. Like we've seen that before so many times. I've said that so many times. But to me, I think that The Lion King is the most unique and most fresh and most interpretive version of taking a Shakespeare play and then putting it into the form of a movie. Because I'm like, damn, like, it's based off of Hamlet. And it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, when you think about it, when you're watching it, you don't really like feel that. But then when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, of course. Like, like the dad dies, the son takes over, you know what I mean? Like, he has to fight with somebody to become king. Like, that's Hamlet. But I'm like, this movie completely takes a story, that framework, and turns it on its head and makes it something really exciting, really fun that I think has appeal for young people and for older people too. Lion King holds up.
Yeah.
Lion King holds up.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because Simba fine as hell. Yeah, we going back to it. Let me tell y'all something. When he came, in that scene, when he goes from being like a little cub, and then he a teenager, and then he a man. Woo!
He's not a man. He's literally a lion.
And then he had that mane, and then he goes like, he does basically like, And I was like, oh my, I was like, why my body feel like that? Like, I'm sick, but why my body feel like that?
Have you seen the memes where they're always like, because Nala, for Nala,
they look at each other?
you seen like it was like, why is Nala always looking like
They like this. She like this. She looking at giving them eyes. I was like, my God, what am I feeling in my panties right now? Very sexy film. But no, yeah, everything that Will said is correct, right? Like, this is a majestic experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, then you're a psychopath.
I've never seen the live action, by the way. I don't think I will.
It's stupid. I watched it because I'm a diehard fan, but it's stupid. And it's unnecessary.
Isn't like Beyonce in it or something?
She did music for it,
Oh,
which
music.
was cultural appropriation. Which, listen.
Oh, I remember that whole thing.
First of all, me saying something even bad about Beyonce, I have a death wish on the internet. But I will say, I love Beyonce, and I actually liked the quality. The music was good, but also she did take a bunch of African cultures, like, Namibia, Nigeria, Kenya, and then she put them all together, which to me, I don't think is the best kind of representation. Beehive, watch out.
I've noticed.
I'm allergic to bees, so watch out, Beehive.
I've noticed.
Watch out, but it's facts.
I've noticed they like doing that, like when they want to do something about Africa, they're like,
Yes.
like when you know, like Black Panther,
My God,
like
Black Panther.
that when they're speaking, they're like this guy's speaking Zulu, this guy's speaking
Yes.
Xhosa,
Yes.
the one guy is Nigerian, another guy is like East Africa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
and like I feel like for Black Panther, I get why they did that, but
Yes.
like something like for that Lion King, like I feel like that's not really the way to do African representation. I
And
feel like
Disney
that's
still
not really
has
how.
this problem with African
Yeah.
content. They tend to do very like
It's like let's focus somewhere at least, you know?
yeah, I think they have a really hard time figuring out how to portray that culture for a young audience, right? Like, you don't have to give us the, hey, we are Africans. Like, it's always that vibe, but I'm just kind of like Disney,
You can just
evolve.
like be normal also.
You know,
like,
you
just
can
chilling,
have Phineas
like,
and Ferb in Africa. They don't need to be like warriors or chiefs and like, but Disney, like, they get their dicks hard off of that shit. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyways, going back to The Lion King, very, very sexy film, gorgeous cinematography.
It's not sexy.
Yes,
man.
it is.
It's a kids movie. Like
Simba's sexy. Anyways, I think it's really gorgeous. Like the colors, like I really do think that they like animation wise, they brought like that sub-Saharan Africa feeling to life in a really gorgeous way. It's funny. It'll make you cry. It's a little sexy. It's funny. It hits all the marks for me, and it's just
not
like
sexy.
like you said to me, it's like one of those iconic, like Disney got it right. I love it.
I think it's the most iconic Disney movie.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That defines Disney.
Defines
Yeah.
Disney. Period.
Yeah.
The best of what Disney has to offer. Period.
Right. So we move on to number one.
Yes.
I feel like we have the same number one.
Yeah. Do we? Should we say it
Yeah.
on three? So
Okay.
fun. Ready?
One,
One, two,
two,
three.
three. Mulan.
Period.
We didn't even talk about that.
Look at me. Would I ever pass?
You
for
see,
a
like
perfect
we need
ride?
Africans. We need a Mulan.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
man.
Lion King. Elvis.
Not Lion King.
You know what I mean? Like you feel the difference though. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Not even Black Panther. I can
'Cause,
even
like-
do away with Black Panther.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. It's good. I liked the first one.
No, but Black Panther is like it's a story from like the 60s or something. Yeah.
And and it has that 60s approach to
Yeah.
mystical Africa.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, like the Black Panther thing is cool because like Marvel they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to make an African story. And I've actually seen a thing where Stan Lee was talking about or whoever created Black Panther, and it was someone that Stan Lee linked up with.
Yes.
Which is how it became in Marvel.
Yes.
So like it was something like he wanted I think it was during the whole civil rights movement, and he wanted like a character that kind of represented that.
That's cool.
So he found like now this guy who had created this character, and they kind of linked up. I think it was something like that. Which is
No, yeah, you're
interesting,
right.
yeah.
I'm being a hater.
Yeah.
No, Black Panther
Lion
was
King
an important movie.
is actually like like Disney. They should give us something like
Yes.
Mulan or Moana.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like
yes.
I'm asking
Yes.
you guys, please, Disney.
Yes.
Like
If you don't know what that looks like, give us a call.
yeah, unless
Give
there's
us a
something
call.
that exists that we don't know about, but I doubt it.
There's lots of like, hey, now we're getting off topic. Let's
Yeah.
get back on.
Let's get back
That's
on
a topic
topic,
for
man.
another day. What?
We'll talk about that another
Y'all
time.
know that we fuck with y'all, so you know
Yeah.
we could sit here and we could talk
But yeah,
forever
man.
about this with you guys. But
Yeah. Let's talk about-
we have a task at hand.
Let's talk about Mulan, man.
Yes,
All right.
let's talk about Mulan.
Mulan. Okay, I always love Mulan. I still have the VCR in my parents' house
Period.
right now. Yo, I want a VCR player that works. That
too.
would be cool. But
Me too.
then you need a TV to connect it.
God.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yes.
you can't connect it to like okay, anyways.
Off topic again.
Off topic again.
Yes.
But yeah, classic. I think with all those criteria we had mentioned earlier, it hits all the marks. It has great writing, great characters, star-studded cast, great music. I think the music is the best thing about it, to be
Yeah.
honest. It's the best. Similar in like Lion King type of way. The music explains how she's feeling, how characters are feeling. It drives the plot forward. Great music. Like the writing in the music is unbelievably
Cultural
good.
appropriation at its best.
I feel like
At its best.
Oh, but-
at its best. Because listen, is it authentically Chinese? No.
No.
Is it a Western interpretation?
right. Is it kind of
Abso-fucking-lutely.
racist?
Banger.
Absolutely.
It's a little racist,
But, like-
a little appropriation, but it's a banger, man.
But guys, we know what Disney's about. A
you
little
know.
appropriation here, a little racism here, a little, you know what I mean? Kids content here,
little
and
bit.
boom, like Mulan's still a great movie. I think
Yeah.
if you like really look into like how they like produce that movie, like I feel you know when you watch it you're like, wow, it's like so. I remember back in the day even it was like it's so high quality and it looks so
Yes.
cool. Like I don't know, you know,
Gorgeous film.
when you watch like these movies these days, yeah, you're like, oh yeah, this is like a cartoon, yeah. But back then it looked so like nice. I don't know, and we didn't have as good
Gorgeous.
quality those days, but it looks so good, man.
Let me tell y'all something. Miss Fa Mulan has her foot on the necks of these other Disney princesses. What are you doing? Are you saving your daddy?
She's
are
the
you
best
saving
Disney
China?
princess.
The Chinese dynasty? What are you doing?
She's the
What is
best.
Cinderella doing? What is Snow White doing? What is Ariel doing? Flapping her fins around, showing her titties off to some random ass human? Nothing. Nobody is doing what Fa Mulan is doing up in here. She said that part where she's like, she decides to go into like the war in place of her daddy, where she gets the sword and she goes, Shah.
I like
was
how-
Miss Babiana.
Right?
Miss Babiana is
I like
so
how
good.
the love story is the second part of it. It's like what comes after. You know what I mean?
Going back to like, I want a princess who her goal isn't just to get a nigga. Like,
Right. And
I
that's
want somebody
Mulan.
who's working towards
Yeah.
something. And Mulan had the biggest stakes out of everybody. You know,
Yeah.
Tiana over here baking her beignets. You know what I'm saying? Ariel over here trying to pop her pussy and she got a pussy because she got a fin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody else doing dumb shit. But Fa Mulan really out here. I don't know if I'm saying her full name. But, like,
I didn't even realize that was her full name.
Fa
I'm like,
Mulan
why do you keep
out
saying
here,
that?
and she's like, nah, bro, I'm saving a dynasty. I'm saving the world. Like, she is the beefest Disney princess and I've always felt like that. Like, I just thought that she was so lit. She's so good. First of all, Eddie Murphy as Mushu. Period.
Mushu is the best part
Period.
of the movie, actually.
Period. Like, you don't even need to, like, which supporting character do you know in a Disney film who carries, like, how Eddie Murphy carried that role?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah. The only close one I could think of, which isn't close, is Sebastian in Little Mermaid.
Not even close.
Not close, man.
Not even close. He's not
even
even
close.
shining his shoes.
Yeah.
He's not even shining his shoes.
Because like Mushu is just like hilarious, and it's really Eddie Murphy, which is that makes it. You know, so like, doesn't he look like Eddie Murphy?
He sure do.
That makes sense, right?
He sure do.
Yeah, man.
He sure do.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, there is nobody was bringing a supporting character like how Mushu was coming, and also just like as a character, like he was really there for Mulan, like genuinely like gave as a supportive figure and as a mentor type figure.
Yeah.
Not really a mentor,
And
but you know, like
the
supportive.
cricket, man.
Cricket is so
The
cute.
cricket is the best, man.
I think bugs are disgusting and gross, but cricket made me really be like, oh, like they're cute.
Yeah, 'cause they're not gonna draw it gross.
Yeah.
Man.
Going back to what you said, the music is stunning. It's
Yeah.
actually shocking.
It's so good.
It's
All of the songs are banger. I love that's my favorite one.
First of all,
That's my favorite one.
shake my ass to that song. It's so good.
It's my favorite one, man.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'll make a man out of you.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Shout out Camp.
That's my favorite
Camp
one.
Blue Sky. So when I was a youth, I went to camp here for also a fun little attack to you guys who said that I'm not Kenyan. I went to fucking camp here as well. Anyways, I digress. I went to Camp Blue Sky back when it used to be Camp Brackenhurst, back up in Limuru. And I remember we were like doing, you know when you go to camp, right? You get put into these little groups and you gotta like do like dumb shit with your group, like, oh, a talent show, oh, make a fire, whatever. So we have to do this performance. I forget. I don't know what it was for. Some talent show, end of camp night thing, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And we did a really cool dance to I'll Make a Man Out of You. And we had the spears and we were like, ha, ha,
Those
ha.
like sticks.
Yes. Yes. I was like, ha, 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 ha.
Nah, man.
Banger.
Yeah, and I don't want to. What influenced this to be my number one in this list might have been the fact that of all these, this is the only one we've recently watched.
That could.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah.
like that's for sure the reason.
Yes,
I'm
I
just
see what-
saying
yeah.
because I had not seen Mulan since back in the day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that when we watched it like earlier this year.
Yeah.
So I hadn't watched it since I was a kid, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that influenced it to be my number one, but
We enjoyed it so
yeah,
much. by the way.
we really enjoyed it. And like I know I used to love it even back then, but yeah, I think watching it now again, like as an adult and just seeing like, oh, how much work actually went into this, I think that I'm making me like that's probably my number one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
Yeah.
This movie is also quite sexy for several reasons. One, Li Shang.
I was
Li
waiting
Shang?
for it. I was waiting for it.
First of all, Li Shang. First of all, he does not. Somebody else who don't need to be built like that. Li Shang didn't need to come in with all that chest and all that shoulder and all that arm, all that leg. Like, I'm like, oh my god, all that hair. He's so fine. You know who else is fine? Her horse. What's his name? Her horse is fine too. You know what I'm saying? First of all, like a little like. First of all, love that he's like kind of like non-binary. Like what gender is that a horse? Non-binary. First of all, and it's like
The
a black
horse.
stallion. That horse is fine as hell. I was like, ooh, you better gallop to save China. Ooh.
Oh my goodness.
So it's like, you know, it's the right amount of sexy. It's the right amount.
It's not sexy. It's a great
Oh my
children's story.
god! It's Friday. We're feeling reckless. No, this is such a wonderful movie. I could watch Mulan over and over and over again. I can't wait
Was
to
there
show.
a second one or something?
Yes, there was a second one, and I liked the second one. It was direct to DVD.
I don't think I'm seeing it. Yeah, it's DVD.
We should watch it. It's
think I've
cute.
seen it.
It's cute.
And didn't they do a live action?
Yeah, which I haven't watched.
Have you seen it? Yeah. How was it? Of course not.
Elvis, for those in case you didn't hear on the mic, Elvis said that the live action was not great, which I agree and
completely
support.
assumed that would be.
I know Li Shang wasn't as fine as he was as the animated version. Someone was, by the way,
I
that
don't know,
animator
some
was
things-
horny that day. Like, I was like, my God.
Some things they don't need to make it live action. Like Mulan doesn't need to be live action.
No, because part of the
That's
magic is the animation.
Yeah, and then when you try, man, I don't know. Like I used to watch Dragon Ball Z a lot, right?
Yeah.
This is random, but I used to watch Dragon Ball Z, and it's a good example. I remember they made a live action of it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like you used to watch Dragon Ball Z. Any of you guys? No. All right. Well, like it's just something that has a lot of like animated things, and it's
Yeah.
like when you try to do that in now live action, it just doesn't look that cool. It doesn't look that. It looks like it's just a it looks fake. I don't know. Like it just looks
Yes.
cheap. Like
Yes.
yeah. So I feel like
yeah.
that was the case with the Mulan one. I haven't
No,
even
for
seen
sure.
it.
And I mean, like the animation works so well with Mulan. It looks so beautiful. Like those scenes
Yeah.
where they're fighting the Huns up in the mountains and it's snowing. Like those are such gorgeous scenes. And I'm sorry, but you lose a part of the magic when it becomes real life, and
Yeah,
we
you
don't
do.
want that. We
You
really,
definitely
really
do.
don't. But anyways, yes, our first pick, without a shadow of a doubt, is Mulan. Y'all ate with that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Love to see it. Anyways, guys, as always, thank you so much for listening. Wow, this was a fun episode. I had so
Yeah.
much fun this episode.
Yeah. Let
As
us know
always-
if you want us to do more episodes like this.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're drifting. And also, like, I feel like there was so many movies that I wanted to add to my list.
Yes.
But I just need to check them out again.
There's honorable mention. I
Yeah.
would say Lilo and Stitch honorable mention.
Lilo and Stitch, honorable mention. A Bug's Life, honorable
Yes.
mention.
I will also say an honorable mention for The Little Mermaid, and I'll tell you why.
Mm-hmm,
Little Mermaid came out in 1989, and that is what kicked off the 90s renaissance of Disney. So Little Mermaid is the reason why we have Lion King, is the
Yeah.
reason why we have all these films. So it does feel important to show some love to
Right.
Little Mermaid.
Right.
Also great music.
Another honorable mention for me is Inside Out. That's a newer one.
Yes.
Yeah, but
yes.
it's really good. The second one, I think, just came out. Or
Yeah.
it's about
It's
come
about
out.
to, something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, Inside Out was really good. Also.
Yeah. There are so many that we wanted to include. But guys, as
Treasure
always,
Planet.
thank you so much for listening. We love you. Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms at Movie Buffs Kenya. Catch you next time. Bye.
See you guys. Thanks for listening.
Perfect.